Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Advanced Bio Tutorial. Today I am going to discuss about the topic. This is a very interesting topic, that is the chloride shift and the reverse chloride shift with respect to the respiratory physiology of our body. I will discuss it in detailed aspect. For that, stay on my computer screen. Thank you. Let's see the animated PPT regarding the chloride shift. Firstly, I am showing you the different denotation which I have used here. Those are: number 1, this is the oxygen molecule. I am representing oxygen by this yellow ball. Number 2, this is the carbon dioxide. Number 3, this is the bicarbonate ion, that is HCO3 minus, and this is the hydrogen ion, that is H plus, and this is H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. Then this is water molecule. Now this symbol denotes the hemoglobin, and this Hb molecule can be bound to oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. When 4 oxygen molecules remain bound to this hemoglobin, then this is considered that hemoglobin is saturated by oxygen. Now this cartoon is the chloride ion. Lastly, this is the hemoglobin bound to the carbon dioxide, that is carbaminohemoglobin. Okay? Now come on to the second slide. Now I am discussing some basic thing about the gaseous exchange, and then I will come to the context of chloride shift. See, this is the inspired air come into the alveolar sac of our lung. We know any gaseous molecule goes from the higher partial pressure of it to the lower partial pressure. If you consider the partial pressure of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide in the alveolar air and the pulmonary arterial blood, that is this one, then you can understand that oxygen is loaded or enters into the blood of pulmonary vessel, and the carbon dioxide is unloaded or goes out from the pulmonary vessel to the alveolar sac. As a result, the blood of pulmonary vein will be oxygen rich. Now, the oxygen is transported from here to the tissue in basically 2 ways. Number 1 is as dissolving oxygen in the blood plasma, and number 2 as oxyhemoglobin, that is oxygen bound hemoglobin. Ultimately, this oxygenated blood reaches to the different parts of the tissues. Now the gaseous exchange takes place here. Let's see what happens here. Suppose this is the tissue and this is the blood capillary between the systematic artery and the vein. The blood capillary contains blood in which so many RBCs are there. Here the oxygen is bound to hemoglobin inside the RBC. Secondly, huge carbon dioxide has been produced in tissue due to different metabolic activities. Now see, these oxygen molecules getting free from the hemoglobin, and those go to the tissues, and the carbon dioxide will be discharged from the tissue and is loaded to the capillary blood. See, This is the one RBC. Let me enlarge it for the benefit of my discussion. This is one red RBC, and the CO2 comes over here and then enters into the RBC. This is the water molecule present in the cytosol of the RBC. Now, this CO2 or carbon dioxide and the water react to form the carbonic acid, that is H2CO3, and is dissociated into H plus ion and H2CO3 minus ion, that is hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion, by Ca enzyme and hydrous enzyme. Now look over here. That is the another scenario. This is the hemoglobin present in the RBC, and this hemoglobin is bound to oxygen or saturated to oxygen, and these oxygen molecules are getting free and enter into the tissue. See, this hemoglobin is free now, so this hemoglobin can be bound to anything else. This H plus ion combines to this hemoglobin molecule, resulting in the production of HHB, and this bicarbonate ion remains in the RBC. Now suppose this is the HHB, and so many bicarbonate ions are produced inside the RBC. So the concentration of HCO3 minus ion will be increased inside the RBC than that of the blood plasma or outside the RBC. Here a huge concentration gradient of HCO3 minus ion can be created between the inside of and the outside of the RBC. As the law HCO3 minus ions go out from the RBC to the blood plasma to remain the equilibrium of the concentration of it. This ultimately creates like this, okay? This ultimately creates a new problem. The electrical charge gradient between the inside and the outside of the RBC. The negativity will be decreased inside the RBC. To solve this problem, the another chloride ion, that is another negatively charged ion, will enter into the RBC to maintain the equilibrium of the electric charge inside the RBC. In this way, many chloride ions are shifted inside the RBC with the outflasking of each bicarbonate ion. This is the concept of chloride shift. Now I discuss the concept of reverse chloride shift. In this way, the carbon dioxide is transported from here, that is from the tissue to the heart and then to the lung. And this carbon dioxide is transported basically by three ways. Number one, as dissolving carbon dioxide. Number two, as carbaminohemoglobin, that is carbon dioxide bound hemoglobin. And number three is as bicarbonate ion. See, gaseous exchange takes place between the pulmonary vessel and this alveolar sac. Now see what happens here. This is the portion of the alveolar sac and this is the portion of the pulmonary vessel, so called the pulmonary capillaries. Here HHB is dissociated into H plus and HB, and this HB will bound to the oxygen, and this free H plus ion combines to the bicarbonate ion. This H plus ion combines to the bicarbonate ion to form the carbonic acid, that is H2CO3, which further split up into H2O and CO2. This CO2 goes to the alveolar sac. Now the question is, how are the bicarbonate ions available inside the RBC? These bicarbonate ions, so that the reactions go through. Answer will be the same. That is the same problem. Concentration gradient and the electrical gradient between the inside and the outside of the RBC. Here, the bicarbonate ions, these bicarbonate ions enters into the RBC from the blood plasma, and simultaneously the chloride ions are pumped out from the RBC to the outside, that is into the blood plasma. So we can say that this process is just opposite to the chloride shift. So this shifting of chloride ions is known as the reverse chloride shift. Mind that the entry of the chloride ion into the RBC is the chloride shift, and the exit of chloride ion from the RBC, which happens here, is the reverse chloride shift. Okay? This is all about the concept of chloride shift and the reverse chloride shift with respect to our respiratory physiology. I hope that it is clear to you. Thank you all. If you like my channel, then subscribe my channel. Thank you.